Okay, hey everyone. I'm a little bit sick, so my voice might sound funny, but I wanted to share something with you. This is a shockingly simple shift about the way that you consume on social media that will completely transform your relationship with social media. Very subtle shift, earth shattering result. Okay, so I was like fighting with my phone addiction for the longest time. I was like, I'm really addicted to my phone. It's not good for me. I need to I tried all these things. At one point, I had a work phone and a personal phone. So I would leave the work phone on my desk and bring the personal phone out so I wouldn't go on social media when I was out. I would, I tried buying a box that I would put my phone in and keep it there so that I don't go on social media too much. I would look at my screen time and freak out and think something was wrong with me. I felt addicted to my phone. It was really bad, right? And how was I consuming social media at the time? It was this classic doom scrolling, lots of looking at videos on TikTok, lots of, as a creative entrepreneur, lots of like seeing what people are doing with their business and thinking like, oh, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do that. It wasn't all bad, right? Obviously, I was able to soak in a lot of perspectives, even during that time of more toxic scrolling on social media. And I learned a lot. I do remember during my spiritual awakening, consuming a lot of content from spiritual creators on TikTok and like Ram Dass clips. And that was genuinely helpful for opening my mind. And don't worry, I'm getting to the shift. Obviously, throughout all this time, I've been a creator, right? And during this time of scrolling in this way, this sort of just like scrolling, consuming, entertainment, learning, right? Not all bad, but this kind of scrolling behavior, I'm also creating. And at that time, I didn't have the creative freedom that I've now found, right? If you've been watching me, you've experienced this shift. There's no more niche. There's no more fear. I don't care about the views, right? Like my videos are getting less than 1K views now. In the past, I was getting 20K and I was like, they need to get 20K. If I don't get 20K, I was in a really, I was making money from it, but my soul was in a really tough spot. I was really attached to external metrics, really worried about sharing my authentic heart, really worried about judgment, all of these things, right? But I've since shifted to a place of creative freedom. And right around when that shift started, I also shifted the way that I was consuming social media. And it actually, what clicked this for me, and it's not required to take this route, but what clicked this for me is the law of karma in Buddhism. Okay, so this came through to me during my meditation teacher training when I learned about karma. And karma is very, very simple. Karma is that, and I kind of want to draw it. I just like drawing while I talk, so I'm going to draw it. Give me a second. Okay. Look at this. Karma is very simple. What you give, you will receive. Okay, so if you give love, you will receive love. That was all I needed. That was all I needed. Something shifted. And once that shift happened in my mind, all I did on social media as a consumer was give love to everybody. Okay, so before this shift, it was, I'm addicted to my phone. I need to be on here less, but I'm scrolling all the time. I don't know what to do. I can't let go of it. When I made this shift, I'm scrolling, but I'm liking, I'm commenting, I'm DMing, I'm sharing to my story. Every post I'm seeing, I'm sending a like, and it's from a genuine place. It's not from a vain place. As such a long-term creator, I know how good it feels to receive love and validation and nice comments and nice DMs and story shares. I know how good it feels. I also know how scary it is to show up vulnerably on social media. So I know that my nice encouraging comment, my sweet message, it makes them have a positive experience. It makes them feel good, right? And because of karma, and I'll take the karma lesson a little bit deeper, right? It's the same as what Jesus says, you reap what you sow. I'm pretty sure that was Jesus. I'm just learning about Jesus now. But it's the same as you reap what you sow, but why? Why does that happen? Okay, every time I'm showing love to people, right? People are showing up on social media, they're doing their creative thing, and I'm supporting them. Every post I'm scrolling by, I'm showing love and support. My mind is watching me show that love and support to all these people who are living their creative dreams, right? They're doing the thing. They're putting their heart out there, they're showing up. My mind is watching me support them. What happens over time with karma is suddenly I stop seeing social media as such a negative, judgmental, criticism heavy place, right? I start seeing social media as a place of love. Okay, so if I'm scrolling on social media and in my mind I'm judging people, I'm like, I can't believe they're saying that. That's corny. I would never show up like that. That is feeding me the input to be afraid of being judged when I show up on social media. On the other hand, if when I see people showing up, expressing themselves, creating, and I'm showing them love, suddenly my mind starts to open to, oh, I can show up. I can put my heart out there and I might get this love back that I am giving. So karma and understanding karma in this way is really, really cool, because not only do you put yourself into a position of, when you're on social media, if you are feeling this right now, when you're on social media, suddenly it is not bad. It's not bad. This toxic element has dropped. If your purpose of consuming is to love your friends, support your friends, show love to creators, take your walls down, like open the doors between the person on the other end of the screen and like be a nice person to them, that has implications in itself. That alone can change your life, because they are real people on there that you're scrolling on social media. And if you're nice to people, like doors open, friendships are created, relationships are created. Okay, so that alone is very powerful. But suddenly there's this guilt of what you're doing on your phone drops away. And suddenly you're not like indulging these dopamine receptors in your brain. Suddenly you're in a space of giving out. And this is the karmic key. When you're in a place of giving, what you give is going to come back to you, right? So a lot of what I share on this channel now is I'm speaking to creators, artists, people who want to express themselves, teachers, in whatever form that looks like for you. This is largely who I'm speaking to these days. And this is all of us, by the way, whether you know it yet or not, we are all creators, not necessarily social media creators, but we're all creators, artists, in some way. Every movement, every word we make is an expression, but I don't want to get too deep into that. What was I even saying? I totally lost it. What was I saying? Right? The guilt. You're not on there indulging and comparing and becoming jealous, right? This came up in a coaching call recently. I do one-on-one coaching. If you're interested, there's info in the description of how you can get in touch with me. This came up in a coaching call, right? A client I'm working with, if you're watching this, love to you. He was saying that he used to like be jealous of creators, right? Who were sort of doing the thing that he knew he could do. He would be jealous. He would be like, oh, like that should be me. I should be doing that. And he's made this transition to dropping the follow, dropping the like, dropping the supportive comment. Hey, I love what you're doing, right? It's interesting because karmically speaking, when you have the animosity, the jealousy, you're pushing away that which you want. But when you open to love and to giving love to that person, you're actually drawing it closer to you. And this can happen in a literal sense, because a relationship, like a friendly, real relationship, can be opened up if you're expressing love to people that you're inspired by, right? This is very real stuff. This is very real. Okay, so suddenly you're using social media for a very, very loving and productive purpose, because these seeds of love that you're planting by this new way that you're consuming social media will be returned to you, right? One example of how that will be returned to you is you are going to become more courageous about sharing, because you're training your mind to see social media as a place where love and support are exchanged. Okay, so you're going to become bolder with sharing your heart on social media, and you're going to become open to receiving love, right? You're going to become less worried about people judging you. When you're not judging, and this could be very subtle in your mind. You have to look for it. While you're scrolling, are you subtly judging and criticizing people? When you drop that and love and support them, but genuinely, genuinely feeling that love and support and extending that and hoping that they feel good, you are opening your heart to, when you share, to receiving that kind of love and support. And suddenly the weight of like hate comments or judgmental comments, or even the fear of receiving hate comments or judgmental comments, which could get in the way of you creating what you want to in the first place, suddenly that weight starts to diminish, right? So this is a very subtle shift, right? And it took me a big journey to figure this out. And I'm telling it to you now in this, 12-minute or however many minute video it ends up. This is massive. This is massive. This completely changes social media. This changes social media. It's no longer this bad thing. It's no longer this place of guilt and indulgence and blah, 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 and addiction. Now it's a place of love. It's a place of love. And if you catch yourself like consuming in a really toxic way, just notice that. And then it's like, this video is this is not about tactics to overcome phone addiction, because I tried all the tactics and it never worked. But when I made this shift, look, I'm going to be totally honest here. I'm a full-time creative entrepreneur. I'm a creator. I love creating on social media. I love showing love and connecting with people on social media. I'm on my phone all the time. I'm on my phone a lot. My screen time is probably ridiculously high. Okay, but I no longer have this feeling like I'm addicted to my phone or it's bad. I ran into my friend the other day in the park and we were talking about our relationships with social media. And I was like, you know what? Like when I'm on my phone, I'm like doing things that are really good for my life, And I don't want to claim to be a saint here. Am I ever like, ending up in a doom scroll? Yeah, absolutely. But a fundamental shift has been made. And I really want to encourage you to try to make that shift as well. When you're on there, even if you're in the role of consumer, can you turn it into a role of creator? Yes, when you show love to people and when you share nice comments and supportive DMs and things like that, and when you connect with people, yeah, you're consuming, but you're creating, you're expressing something, you're putting something out into the world, and that's going to be returned to you. Okay, so that's the shift, guys. That's the shift, and it's a big deal if you can connect with this. I have this temptation to try to keep explaining this and make sure I explained it well, but I'm going to just trust that if you are meant to receive this, you received it, right? And if this is not resonating for you, or if there's more stickiness there in your relationship with social media and you're like, this is just not working for me, that's totally okay too. You can leave it. If you're interested in one-on-one mentorship, I offer one-on-one mentorship to creators who want to show up fully and freely. I really believe in this. I really believe in this. I want to help you. If you feel the call, there's information in the description about how you can get in touch with me and we can have a free creator brainstorming call to get started. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you got something from this. Leave a like on your way out. Please leave any of your thoughts or questions in the comments. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, and I'll see you soon.